What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki, back out some more of the scary, terrifying, and creepy videos from Mind Junkie. We're about to get into his newest video of 12 scary videos guaranteed to give you chills. So grab a chair, grab some popcorn, your extra pair of pants, and let's get into the chills. If you guys are new here, if you guys are returning and have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe right now by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that Zowoki myself has posted this video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for the continued love and support that you show on this channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to keep growing together. Also, make sure you guys go over to Mind Junkie himself. Go give him some love by subscribing, commenting, liking, and you guys get the deal. Go help him out. Love his channel. Watch his old stuff. Watch his new stuff. And with that being said, let's get into the chills. Poltergeist activity.
The first clip in this week's video was uploaded to YouTube by Denise Pillon and titled it Haunted House in Reun, Noranda. For a while now, Denise and her family have been hearing creepy, unexplainable sounds such as loud bangs like doors slamming and mysterious whispering voices coming from empty rooms in their house. Despite trying many times to find out what was causing these creepy sounds, they couldn't find a source and believe it's something paranormal. One afternoon, Denise's family heads out for the day, but her daughter chooses to stay home alone, and it doesn't take long before something disturbs her. Creeped out, she pulls out her phone and records this.
Oh yes.
Là, Olivier, arrête! T'es vraiment fatigant, là. Je vais appeler maman. Olivier? Oli?
Is that French?
Olivier? Oli? Oli? C'est vraiment pas drôle, là. Je vais appeler maman.
She seems genuinely scared.
Ça a bougé. Maman! Maman!
Where is Mama?
Maman! Oli!
The kitchen
That one acted a little sus. Just saying.
cabinet swings open and closed, mysteriously all on its own. Denise's daughter watches on, and then an object falls off, startling her. She calls out, and then another item slides out and falls to the floor. Then another object crashes to the floor before she turns around and another kitchen cabinet swings open right in front of her eyes. After uploading this video to YouTube, viewers believe that Denise's home is likely haunted by a poltergeist.
See,
but
that
what do
one...
you think? Is Denise's home haunted as she and viewers believe? Let me know down below. If you're a fan of scary videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads.
I don't miss future uploads. Ghostface or pareidolia.
There's very little
And if you guys don't know what pareidolia is, he's probably going to tell us, but it's pretty much our minds that come up with faces and so forth in different, like the wood pattern here, or like the wood here, where like you can see a face and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's a goat. Like that's what it's kind of. It's not dictionary kind of told, it's Zowoki told.
Information about this next clip and the original source is unknown, but from what I can gather, the video was uploaded by a woman who was apparently alone in her bedroom when suddenly she noticed something out of the corner of her eye, which caught her attention. When looking carefully, she discovers something so creepy yet unexplainable that she had to record it. This is what she captured on camera.
Oh, mother fudge. That... Is it just a reflection or is it inside? No, that's not a reflection. Oh, what is that? It's like watching. Is it the bottle? What?
The face of someone or something can be seen pressed against the glass drawer, but when the woman checks inside, she finds nothing. Speculation surrounds this video, with many suggesting this is a sinister entity, but others argue it's just pareidolia. Pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon where the mind perceives familiar patterns, like faces, in random objects or textures. But what do you make of this? Ghost face or pareidolia?
I don't
Let me
know.
know.
I got chills. Shadows of the Forgotten.
Japanese ghost hunting channel Amagatoki Film uploaded this video a couple of months ago, and it's left viewers creeped out. The team recently received a chilling call from a homeowner who was experiencing terrifying paranormal activity inside his new home. After becoming concerned, the owner did some digging into the history of his new home. He found out that apparently the house previously belonged to a widow who lived there with her son. However, they both mysteriously passed away within a few days of each other inside the house. The property was left exactly as it was when they lived there, still full of their old furniture, clothes, personal items when the man purchased the house. The man had his first encounter with paranormal activity inside the house when he was clearing their belongings. Mysterious voices would be heard around the house, but when he'd check, no one was ever there. This went on for some time, and the owner started to suspect that something paranormal was at play. Seeking answers, the owner reached out to Amagatoki Film for help. Tomo and Hiro hear his story and decide to make their way to the man's supposedly haunted house. For the first part of the video, the ghost hunters explore the house, where they hear the same creepy voices and sounds that the man had been hearing. But they decide to cut the investigation short after just an hour due to the man and his family being there at the time. However, the team wants to get to the bottom of this man's disturbances. So Hiro returns to the house alone when the man and his family have all gone out, and does a solo investigation of the house, and here's what he caught on camera.
Oh boy.
ちょっとくるりと回ってみようか。基本的にはこの部屋で検証というかね、待機というか、このまず家を全部持っていくのと位牌を全部持っていく。すごいんだよね。もう全部埃だらけ。ブッカがなくなってるな。さすがに片付けたのか。他の木魚もあるんですよね。全部そのまま。
I'm like so nervous I'm gonna see something. How? Face! I swear I saw a face. I could be wrong.
回収していきましょうか。もう回収して少しだけ検証したらもう終わりでいいかなっていうふうに思ってます。
A sound coming from somewhere in the empty house grabs Hiro's attention. He goes to check, but doesn't find anything.
You saw the face,
he
right?
continues his solo investigation. Then another sound is heard. Hiro checks, but no one's there. Or was there? Watch again.
Oh, right there. I saw that one too. There's two.
Did you see it?
I thought so
As
too.
Hiro investigates the house, the face of someone or something can be seen peeking out from behind a door.
But did you see
But
the other
Hiro
face?
doesn't see it and carries on. Then later, unaware to Hiro at the time, what looks like a hand can be seen reaching out on the right before it slips away out
Right there.
of sight.
Sorry, you
After
guys didn't see
reviewing the
that.
footage, Hiro believes that this face seen peeking out in this hand are to do with the previous owners. But what do you think? Did Hiro from a Magatoki film capture the ghost of the former owners? Share your thoughts in the comments.
I don't know. Stalked by the unknown.
D from D's Dark Adventures YouTube channel uploaded this next clip after encountering something she can't explain. In the video, D heads out deep into a forest located somewhere in Ohio. She finds a trail, follows it till nightfall, and at about 36 minutes into the video, she comes across this.
What is on my face?
I don't know. I can't see the camera. What?
Hi.
It kind of reminds me of like Iron Giant. Oh, it's moving.
Hi.
Don't say hi to it. You don't even know what it is. Oh, it's moving.
Yep.
Girl, you should not be out there by yourself. Save yourself, girl. Stay calm.
Please, I'm leaving.
A pair of eyes can be seen watching D from the darkness, while she is all alone deep in the forest. But whose are they? They begin to move, and D doesn't hang around, but whatever it is appears to be following her. She makes it out the woods and into a field, and then this happens.
She probably thinks she's okay.
I think I'm gonna stick up the field and walk up the road, even though it's gonna be harder. It's cooler out here. I get more of a break.
I'm guessing it's stalking her, hence the title. Oh, is it a bear?
What is that?
It kind of looked like a bear, but it kind of didn't look like a bear. It's following her.
Man, but no person.
Is it a skinwalker?
Stop.
See, now it went on all fours.
I need a person. Ah! It just keeps getting up and down. Stop. I can't run.
This is why you have concealed to carry.
Somebody drive by.
D hears something behind her, and when she turns around, something dark can be seen in the shadows lurking at the edge of the forest, its eyes glowing like they were before. D sees it and flees,
I don't think
but
it's a
whatever
bear.
it is follows her. Fortunately, D managed to escape, but has no idea just who or what this was. Commenters left their suggestions, with some believing it to be something called a dogman. Dogmen are cryptid
Dogman?
creatures, and sightings have been reported across various parts of the world. Descriptions vary, but dogmen are generally said to stand between 6 to 10 feet, with a muscular humanoid body covered in fur, the head of a canine, and glowing
werewolf.
eyes, just like this dark thing that followed D. And many eyewitnesses claim to have encountered dogmen in rural, wooded areas, often at night, and describe them as highly territorial and aggressive. Dogmen sightings continue to this day, fueling debates over whether they are an undiscovered animal, a spirit, or simply a product of overactive imaginations. So, what do you think? Did D encounter a dogman while exploring the woods of Ohio? Comment and let me know.
I don't know. Phantom car reflection.
This next mysterious clip was uploaded to the internet by a user named Break and Pop, and it quickly went viral, racking up over 3 million views in a short space of time. The clip is captioned "Glitch in
There are people that think the car is inside the building.
the Matrix," with Eddie parked up outside a pizza restaurant with an orange car reflecting off the windows. But this is where things start to get weird.
Okay, where is this car that's reflecting on this Boston Pizza window? It's a Corvette C8.
And it's
I
nowhere to be
seriously
found.
don't see that car anywhere. Where's that car?
The people of
Where?
the Matrix
where
are
is
like,
that car?
crap, we forgot to change the file.
Hello, where's that car? Where's this car?
An orange car can clearly be seen in the reflection of the windows, but when Eddie pans the camera around the parking
wish he
lot,
got out.
there's no orange car whatsoever. And after uploading this video to TikTok, viewers were left scratching their heads. Some suggest that the orange Corvette is parked in front of the black Mercedes SUV and that you can see it through the windscreen.
Where? Where do you see this bright orange car?
But some disagree, believing it's a glitch in the Matrix, just as Break and Pop captioned
I myself
the
don't
clip.
believe in the
But
Matrix.
what do you think?
But
Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this.
Haunted Mansion, the shadow behind them.
This next entry was uploaded to the subreddit Ghosts last month by a user, According Pangolin84, who titled it "Sharing My One and Only Possible Ghost Encounter." The OP explains that the photo was taken outside an infamously haunted mansion located somewhere in Utah. Her friends went inside the mansion and wanted a photo taken in one of the windows by the OP. The OP waits outside in her car until her friends appear at the window. She then snaps a picture, and what was caught has left her, her friends, and Redditors in the Ghosts subreddit creeped out.
Oh, that was damn.
Captured in a photo snapped by the OP, a dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes can be seen standing
They're
behind
like,
the OP's
"Selfie."
two friends, who, at the time, had no idea just who or what was right behind them. Redditors of the subreddit Ghosts were creeped out by this photo. Some believe she caught a ghost on camera, but others are skeptical. So, the OP uploaded a clearer photo.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So, what did the OP
She
capture
creepy.
a ghost on camera behind her two friends? Comment with your thoughts.
The Sleepover haunting.
Casey Loves 8 posted this next clip to her social media after recording a creepy moment while having a sleepover with her friends. At first, the friends enjoy their evening together, alone with no parents around. They pass the time playing games.
doing the
After
worm.
dancing, they decide to go up into Casey's room and play a different game. The rules of this game are simple. You have to cross the room, but you can only move when the lights are off. The moment the lights come on, you have to freeze in place. At first, the game was nothing more than harmless fun, but what happened next would turn this innocent game into something far more creepy.
I
You
jumped
can't
right
move
on
when
the
the lights
bench.
are on. You have 5 moves to get to me. Are you ready? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You have 5 moves to get to me.
5 moves. I thought 5 minutes. Like Jessica, did you fall?
Something fell, right?
Yeah, you just
What is it?
here.
And it just fell off? Okay.
Fell? That's how that is blew off. There's no way
It was
this
here?
fell. Feel how heavy this is.
No.
Yes, it was sitting right here.
It's a square.
Did you touch that?
See, that
didn't
is
touch
kind of
it.
peculiar because that just like.
That's. I know. Maybe it was like. Wait. What?
Did these girls touch a Ouija
What
board?
is that?
Oh!
Oh my god. You guys.
This is watching like a sorority movie and they touched a Ouija board by accident. And now they're trying to save themselves.
Oh my god. What is. Wait. I'm really scared.
When the light goes out, an object can be heard falling off a shelf and onto the floor. But how? None of the girls were near it. And if we look at the shelf right before the lights go out and we hear it fall, it's right there. Then, as they're discussing how it could have possibly fell off, a cupboard door swings open, mysteriously by itself. But what they didn't notice is that while they're talking, the lampshade swings from side to side, right above their head. After watching this clip, viewers believe that Casey's home is haunted. But what do you think is going on here? Use the comments to share your thoughts.
I want to see what you guys think. Shadows of the Victorian Ghost.
Isabel Riley recently uploaded a creepy clip to social media that has captured the attention of many, including several paranormal enthusiasts. Now, I'll leave the explanation and backstory to Isabel, who explains everything at the start of this clip.
I need to tell you guys about the most insane evidence that I have ever seen of a ghost existing. Photos will be included. Backstory. I was at a company get-together with my CEOs, my coworkers, and one of the owners of the company. They've all looked at us and was like, hey, do you guys want to see a ghost picture? Immediately, yes.
I want to see it.
He begins to tell us that he was in New Orleans at a restaurant called Antoine's. New Orleans, first of all, super haunted city. If you know, you know. And Antoine's is one of the oldest restaurants in the city, one of the oldest restaurants, I believe, in America. It has a lot of history. It used to be a jail. It is a really well-established place, has been around forever. So he's dining at this restaurant and he is offered a tour of the wine cellar. The wine cellar is huge, has thousands of bottles of wine, probably worth millions of dollars. So he's taking a tour of the wine cellar, he's taking pictures. There's this guy in the wine cellar on a laptop who is apparently at auction buying more rare wine for the collection. My CEO takes pictures of this guy on his laptop, doesn't think anything of it, he doesn't see anything, leaves the restaurant, calls it a day. The next morning, he's looking through the photos and notices something in one of the pictures that he took in the wine cellar. I'm going to upload the first picture that he took. There's nothing that immediately jumped out in this picture, but I want to give a baseline. So this is the first picture that he showed me from the wine cellar. Looks like a library. You can see this guy who is on his laptop at auction doing whatever. And here is the next picture that he took.
Oh, hey now. Looks like a Victorian woman.
So we all see that. It's a full body apparition. It looks like a woman in this like black Victorian dress. And
she looks like
she's showed this, I genuinely
looking at what he's doing.
Full body chills. That is insane. So he showed that to me. And keep in mind, he is showing me pictures from his camera roll. Like, in sequence, time-stamped.
So no editing, no any of that crap.
Those two pictures were like a minute apart. If that, like probably seconds apart. I see all the other pictures from his trip. This is not edited. He's also not the kind of person who would do anything like that. Like, he hasn't posted this anywhere. It's just a story that he was telling us. I've never seen anything like this, and I need to not be alone in seeing this because holy shit.
The first photo shows the restaurant owner working at his desk. However, in the next photo, a woman in a Victorian style gown appears and lurks over the restaurant owner,
She looks like she's
who
looking at
seems
him.
unaware to her. Both Isabel and her boss are at a loss for an explanation, but according to her boss, only 2 people were in the cellar that day, himself and the owner of the restaurant.
So
If there had
no
been a woman in a
Victorian.
Victorian gown standing right in front of them, he says, he definitely would have noticed her. Commenters were left spooked by this photo, with many leaving comments. But
Show
one,
him!
The top comment by CoffeeBabe98 asked a question a lot of us wonder. But why are all ghosts from the Victorian era? I mean, like, why not from the 70s or something? To which
True.
Heartsy Fartsy replied with, maybe it takes that long to get to the ghost level it takes to show up in pics. But on a more serious note, why don't we see ghosts in recent clothing? So I watch a shit ton of footage to find you guys the best videos. Literally 100 to 200 clips a day is a full-time job. There are so many fakes out there that I have to wade through,
That's
and
true.
most of these, if not all, have people in recent clothing. And I know that if I featured them, the comments would be filled with fake. But what if they aren't fake? What if sometimes when we see people in clothes we are familiar with, that they are actually spirits, but we just don't know
That's
it because
crazy
we
to
are
think
used
about.
to seeing people like this? I don't know, but it does make you think. Surely, not all ghosts are from the Victorian era. Or maybe there's an application process that takes many years until
Because when you die, there's a long application process.
proof for them to become a ghost, and we'll see some other more modern ghosts
In the future.
near future, like Davey says.
Attachment. I have one. Possibly 2.
TikTok user Slurpy Queen B recorded and posted these next clips after her baby monitor captured something very strange. Prior to the baby monitor's recording, the family had always had an uneasy feeling, suspecting that something unseen was interacting with their children. Even as very young babies, the children would point and babble at things that the adults couldn't see, leading the parents to believe that something paranormal was responsible. Slurpy Queen B says in the caption, quote, "We've always had a feeling that a spirit was communicating or attached to our children."
Why?
1 year after the baby monitor recording, the family moved into a new house, hoping no more strange occurrences would happen with their kids. They enjoyed the first few weeks at the new house. However, one afternoon, while the babysitter was round looking after their youngest, the little
I'm already
girl
getting chills.
starts acting a bit odd. Wanting to show the family, the babysitter records a video of the moment on her phone. Here's what she recorded.
What'd you record?
Shay. Cheyenne.
What do you see?
Cheyenne.
Again,
Cheyenne.
kids and pets can see
The
things
little girl
we
interacts
can't.
with something we can't see. And after showing this video to the parents, they were shocked, as they believed by moving into a new home that this behaviour wouldn't happen again. Then
No, it
they
followed
remembered
them.
a video recorded on their baby monitor over a year prior to this, which they had downloaded and saved. Here's that footage.
Good idea. Little baby sleeping. What would you do yourself if you saw that? Well, first of all, I go in there running for my kid. And I wish there was a
In
number
the recording,
for
we can see the child
Ghostbusters.
asleep, but if you look closely, a shadowy figure moves past and then appears to peek over
Oh,
or
I didn't see
rise
that.
up the wall. And whatever it is, Slurpy Queen B and her husband believe that this is not human. After watching the video again a year later and seeing the clip from the babysitter, they truly believe that something has
I got
attached
chills.
itself to their kids, something otherworldly. But what's your
What is
verdict? Is the child communicating with something we can't see? And just what is this shadowy thing caught on the baby monitor? Drop a comment below with what you're thinking.
Elemental? I don't know. A graveyard house. Did they build a house on top of a
man
graveyard?
named Carlos captured something which people believe is paranormal activity. Carlos, who was alone in his house, but it's not just any house. His house is built on a graveyard.
Built on a
graveyard. No kidding. His house is genuinely in a graveyard. Now, obviously, if someone is afraid of ghosts, I doubt they'd move to a house in a graveyard. But Carlos, well, prior to moving in, he didn't believe in the paranormal one bit. However, having lived there for some time, he begins experiencing several creepy things which he can't explain. His items would move to areas distances away from where he left them, and he'd awake in the dark to sounds of someone whispering in his dark room. But when he'd turn the light on, no one was ever there. He tells his friends, but no one believes him. So to prove what he's saying is true, Carlos keeps his phone close by, ready to record anything extraordinary. And one night, while he's relaxing at home, he captured this.
So did he get like a deal or something on this place? Is that why?
Mi gente, miren. Me encuentro en mi casa. Miren. Miren que no hay absolutamente nada. Y me encuentro como medio raro. No sé qué es lo que está pasando.
So much for having a yard.
En verdad, no sé qué es lo que está pasando, mi gente, en mi casa hoy. Miren, señores, miren.
Not the shoe rack.
Me siento como que no sé, como que hay algo raro en mi habitación hoy. Por favor. Necesito que me ayuden, hoy sí. Hoy siento esto, miren, estoy solo en mi casa. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa, papá Dios. Y siento como que se mueven todas las cosas. Oh, Dios mío, se apagó la luz. Necesito a alguien que me ayude.
Carlos shows he's alone. Then, all of a sudden, his shoe shelf topples over. Then the mirror on his wall begins to shake, and Carlos starts to panic. The video, due to it being a YouTube short, which is limited to 60 seconds, ends there. After incidents just like this, Carlos believes it's something to do with the graveyard he literally lives on. And no shit. You've got to be on another level to live in the middle of a graveyard and not think strange things would happen at some point. But would you live right in the middle of a graveyard? I know I wouldn't.
What about price though? Alone, but not safe.
Celeste Castro 064 captured the following creepy clip while home alone late at night. While relaxing in bed, Celeste begins to hear the sounds of banging and doors opening and closing somewhere in her home. Scared it might be an intruder, she records a video just in case anything happens to her. Scared, she stays in bed talking to the camera, but after a while, she plucks up the courage to go and check.
Estoy acostada aquí, literal no hay nadie. No sé qué voy a hacer, me da miedo ir a ver. Yo creo que me voy a parar a ver.
Girl, you better bring some holy water.
Me da miedo.
You got this.
Puta madre. Ni modo. No mames, no mames. Eso no estaba tirado ahorita.
It wanted some corn nuts.
El cereal se supone que estaba allá arriba.
Is it cereal?
No mames, la neta, no mames.
Just want some cereal. Stand there.
After taking a quick glance outside her bedroom door, Celeste quickly locks herself back inside and tries to relax in the safety of her bed. However, the noises soon return, and Celeste decides that this time she's going to set up her phone to record the place in the house where all the noises seem to be coming from.
Aquí voy a dejar el celular grabando aquí. A ver si capta algo, porque la neta ya me harté de que estén pasando cosas y no sepa qué es. La voy a dejar grabando.
Hopefully you got enough room in there.
Lo juro que no sé qué hacer ya. Me da mucho miedo, please, me da mucho miedo.
So if she's recording on that phone that's out there, and she's recording on whose phone is that?
Quiero ver lo que hay. No mames. Se escuchó como que algo así despacito. No mames, mami. Y ayer, por eso me fui a dormir con mi prima, ayer. Yo digo que ahorita me voy a ir. La neta no sé qué hacer. Please, no traigo el celular, acuérdense que lo dejé grabando. Y ya pasaron como 15 minutos que lo dejé grabando. Pero me da miedo ir a ver el video.
Oh, you're gonna have to watch the video.
Sí se escucharon ruidos, pero me da miedo salir, la verdad. Vamos a ver. Me voy a armar de valor y vamos a ver.
I see something through this door crack right here. Right. If I can see it. Nope, don't see that this time. Right. Oh, you can't see in this one.
Pero no mames. 16 minutos. Yo quiero saber lo que realmente pasó.
How long did it record?
No se ve nada. Fíjate. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Por qué hace eso la cámara? Por ahí
I want to
se
see how
escucha
long
un
she
ruido.
recorded for.
Como por ahí. No mames. No mames, güey, no mames. ¿Qué vergas es eso? Me está dando miedo. Te lo juro que estoy temblando. No mames. Plebes, me estoy muriendo de miedo. Estoy aquí afuera de la casa. Me da miedo meterme ya. No sé qué hacer, plebes. Plebes, si me tocaran el corazón, me estoy muriendo. No sé qué voy a hacer. Estoy temblando de miedo porque no sé a dónde ir. No sé. Yo creo que le voy a marcar a mi mamá. No sé.
As Celeste checks the footage her phone captured, she watches in horror as an object falls from the table and then a dark figure peeks out and stares right at Celeste. Celeste screeches in fear and flees the house. Not knowing what else to do, Celeste calls the police, but when they arrive and search the property, they find nothing. Whoever this was never seen again. TikTok viewers were left divided on this video, with some believing that Celeste was either A, being haunted by something, or B, whoever this was an intruder. And some just think Celeste staged the whole thing. But what do you think?
I want to know your guys' thoughts down below, please. The Hatman. What? Hold on. What did that say? The Hatman with first. Oh my goodness. With first-hand accounts. Okay. Let's do it.
Reddit user Noah26 recently shared a chilling photo that has captured the attention of the Paranormal subreddit. A fellow staff member who was working late kept hearing footsteps in a nearby corridor, but when they'd check, no one was ever around, and they were meant to be the only ones in that part of the hospital at that time. The footsteps kept happening, so remembering that sometimes things can't be seen with the naked eye, they decide to snap a picture, and what they caught has left the paranormal subreddit spooked. At first glance, the photo looks normal, but if you look closely, in the reflection of the floor tiles, someone or something can be seen next to the wheelchair. But where are they? The corridor is empty, at least to the naked eye. So who or what is this?
But who, this person right here, is pushing a wheelchair that nobody's in?
The photo quickly caught the attention of fellow Redditors in the R Paranormal subreddit, with hundreds of comments flooding in to share their thoughts. Many believe that the photo might have captured a ghost or some kind of paranormal entity. A number of commenters even suggested that this shadowy figure could be the infamous Hatman, an eerie figure from urban legend said to appear before people who are about to pass away, making hospitals a frequent location for his appearances.
I didn't know that.
Now, I don't normally show comments with no narration, but some of these are so compelling that I feel you guys should hear them for yourselves.
I worked as a nurse in elder care for 10 years. My first night off training, I was sitting at the desk doing charting, and my colleague went out to smoke. No more than 5 minutes after she left, I saw a shadow standing next to the desk, behind a pillar, very clearly a man in a hat. But he was thick, black like smoke. I was freaked out by the sight because I could still see through him. So I kept charting and just convinced myself I was super tired. When my coworker came back in, she said I looked pale. I told her what happened, and we did a walking round together. We discovered one of the residents in a room close to the desk down the hall with the pillar had passed in their sleep. She consoled me and said, "We work with the Reaper." Girl, it sucks, but I'm glad you told me.
We had this room where staff would see a black mass leaning over the bed before someone died.
I just recently found out about the Hatman phenomenon, and it seriously freaked me out because when I was a kid, like from ages 4 to 8, I had a frequent recurring dream about the Hatman, I guess. The dream was always the same, not exactly, but pretty much the same. In the dream, I would wake up because our 2 dogs were scratching at the back door to be let in. I would get out of bed and go to the back door and open it. The 2 dogs would run in and run past me like something was after them. I would look up, and out of the darkness, this shape would materialize. He was entirely pitch black, except for glowing red eyes, and he was wearing a hat. It looked like he was an absence more than a presence. Like instead of light reflecting off of him, it was being absorbed into him like a void or a black hole. He would step forward, and before I could slam the door, he would reach in and grab me. Usually he would grab my arm. He would pull me in like he was going to say something, but I would always wake up just then. I was always terrified when I woke up. We moved away from that house when I was 8, but I have never had that dream again. Does this sound like the Hatman to anyone, or just a spooky dream hatched by a child's overactive imagination?
Could be both.
When I was really young, I saw the Hatman one day when I was wide awake, not drifting off into sleep or anything. I remember him just staring at me through the doorway. He only had eyes, if you could call them that. Nothing else. I felt nothing but confusion. Later found out my house had a gas leak. I don't know if it was a hallucination from that or him trying to alert me. Either way, no one died.
I saw the Hatman in a lucid dream once. He was standing in a shadow, so I only saw his silhouette. He told me if I walked close enough to see him, I would never return. That moment, I assured him I was perfectly happy not seeing his face. He snickered, and I woke up. He seemed nice.
What does he look like? As a kid, I thought I saw a man with a top hat standing outside my bedroom, but could have been imagined.
So there's the Hatman that people report seeing in their dreams or during intense sleep paralysis. Then there's the Hatman that people see while they're wide awake. I personally believe it is the same thing. Whether it's one being or some sort of species, shadow people, is highly debated. The one thing that everyone agrees on is that it's a tall, masculine silhouette of a humanoid, wearing a large trench coat and of course a wide-brimmed hat. Some people claim to have seen red glowing eyes, but I've never seen that. It's also been quite some time since I've last seen him, fortunately.
I had a classmate scare me saying she saw a man with a top hat and cane in the school bathroom. To this day, as a grown-ass woman, I'm afraid of public bathrooms.
I have seen the Hatman in the tunnels at the psychiatric hospital I work at.
My first memory of sleep paralysis was a dream of a faceless man in a hat. Oddly, I was not afraid of him because every other time I was in sleep paralysis, it was a nightmare. I never did see the Hatman in my dreams again.
When I was in the hospital with sepsis years back, I saw him in the doorway to my room. Seemed like he was watching me. Next thing after that, I recalled waking up to the nurses in my room saying my heart monitor had stopped.
I saw the Hatman 2 times. One time standing in the doorframe, kinda creepy because he was behind me. And one time sitting in front of my bed. I wasn't sick, and the vibe was just neutral.
Same. Saw the Hatman like 8-9 years ago, but not in real life. More like in a dream state or astral projection. I saw him caressing my wife's face with his finger, and my wife woke up hitting the cabinet, which woke me up as well due to the banging noise. Because she felt something cold touching her cheek. I didn't tell her until the next morning, but I saw someone was touching her face, like telling her to stop crying. During this time, we fought a lot, almost every other night.
My dad died of cancer many years ago. He spent his last weeks in a nursing home before passing away. My mother mentioned to me that she was suspicious he might have had another family he kept secret. When I asked her what gave her that impression, she told me that one of the nurses excused herself from his room one day when a gentleman who wore a hat and dressed all in black was sitting beside my father and talking to him. She said she took a quick glance and that he was tall and figured it was one of his sons paying a visit. We are 3 male siblings, all tall. None of us wore hats ever or dressed up in what the nurse described as really nice-looking black cowboy clothes. We're a small family, and my father didn't have any visitors from his side of the family unless they requested visitation permission from my mother. Only the immediate siblings were cleared to visit, and by then, most of the staff knew who we were. I always figured it was death that paid him a visit, and I'm glad he's at rest now.
Sounds to me like the Hatman. What sparks my interest about him is that many people, most of which had never heard of such an entity before, report seeing him in creepy situations. I haven't seen reports of him in nursing homes until now, but I've seen him in a sleep paralysis episode, and there's this one drug that makes you see him often.
I was walking through a field in the middle of nowhere at 2 in the morning, and I saw him, plain as day, standing in the path I was taking. Y'all ever had that gut feeling of impending doom? I stood still for what felt like forever. I decided to keep walking toward him because there was no way I was turning my back on this person. Started walking towards, saying, "Hello, I can see you." I got about 20 feet away and he just vanished. Just gone. I stopped in that spot and looked around, and there was nothing there. Yeah, I never walked through the field at night like that again. My grandparents used to work that field in the 70s. I told my grandma about this, and she got really quiet. She had told me before that something was off about that place. After I told her, she told me to stay out of there.
I woke up with sleep paralysis, and he was staring at me. Couldn't see his eyes. I had a similar feeling of panic and all-around eeriness. He didn't say anything, just stood there in the corner. And I couldn't move.
Like mine.
One of the scariest things I've ever experienced. That was my first and only sleep paralysis episode. But I Googled what I experienced and was shocked to see other people had seen the same guy.
I remember an experience with the Hatman while awake when I was around 19 years old. I have had episodes of sleep paralysis happen periodically throughout my life. First experience was around 6-ish years old. The way I remember it is that I was sitting up in bed with the lights off in my room, the door open and the light on in the hallway. I clearly saw his silhouette against the light coming in from the hallway. He was completely solid, but because the light was at his back, I couldn't make out any features that well, except a long, disgusting tongue that was hanging out of its mouth, kind of slithering around. I kept trying to scream, "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy," but it was just whispers. I could explain that one away as my memory being distorted. That had to have been 30 years ago, but I saw the Hatman again at 19 when I was wide awake with all the lights on. My boyfriend at the time was in the shower right next to the bedroom. I was sitting on the bed reading a book, and this feeling of dread started to wash over me. I was sitting on the bed directly opposite at the bedroom door. I could see out onto the little landing to the staircase that went down to the living room area. I had a deep, instinctual fear, and I froze like a rabbit, unable to move or even blink because I felt like there was some absolutely fucking horrible, unknowable, inhuman threat out there on that landing, and if I took my eyes off of that door for a second, I was going to experience what I identified as malicious, evil. I swear to you, I did not blink or move a muscle for several minutes while I said the Lord's Prayer over and over in my head until eventually I could mouth the words and finally whisper. I could hear my boyfriend turning off the water from the shower and getting ready to come out, and my eyes darted to the bathroom door for a split second, but then snapped back to the top of the stairs. I saw something start to rise up behind the first step down the staircase, like a black cylinder. It was his hat. Boyfriend opens the door, and I must have blinked because the hat was gone, but I saw that slimy tongue slither down the edge of the stairs and into oblivion, I guess, because you guessed it, there was nothing there. But I mean, my hat man is my realist dude. He always stands beside me.
There are thousands upon thousands of witness accounts and stories from people who have seen this so-called Hatman. And I bet if you ask around, someone you know has seen him
I've
too.
seen shadow
As you saw in the
people.
comments, this photo sparked a huge discussion about the Hatman, and most believe that this is who was captured in this photo. But what or who do you think this is?
I'm trying to see if I don't see no hat. I don't know. Well, that got me crazy because I've been seeing my shadow figure here and there, but I don't want to keep telling you guys because I don't want to seem crazy. But with that being said, let me know if you guys have ever seen the Hatman, or if you guys saw any of these clips that was terrifying and you had to use your extra pair of pants. Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, share with your friends, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So please take care, be safe, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.